Hello guys, how are you? Welcome back to it's underscore Ginto, and it's just a clear update on how everything is just taking shape and everything is just moving in a way that we have just moderated it to go in a channel that's just straightforward. Here we are just going to create one of we call it a ditch or some of our channel, so as we can just create here a small fish pond, upcoming small fish pond that will now make this place one of the incredible scenes ever possible, guys. So into this area, the way you can just see here, we are just trying to remove some of the foundation of the hardcore that was just compacted here, so as we can just insert here what's called the concrete, which is just a mixture of we talk about the ballast, we talk about the sand and the ratio of the cement. So as we can now restrict this place here not to ooze some of the water outside from this fish pond, which is just full of water, guys, very full of water right now. And we have to do something correspondent so as we don't lose water from this fish pond oozing out of the fish pond towards the Medellin. So we have to remove such kind of the hardcores from this side, because we have a challenge onto this area, and you can now see some of the water is somehow oozing from this channel and to this area. The problem behind is whenever the construction of this fish pond was just taking place, they never went with the ratio or the construction remedies whereby this construction of this fish pond should be just constructed in a way that will just uphold or withstand the volume of water onto this fish pond. But this perimeter wall was just constructed here because of the security, whereby it could just create that barrier between people passing or trespassing from anywhere accessing this villa or Medellin. But by now I have to reinforce this wall, so as the volume of water inside there is 180 meters square onto this volume of water. But whenever it's full up to the beam or the brim upside here, it will just be 321 meters square of water full of this fish pond here. But before that, because you know the currents that are just removed, or the effect that water is just bubbling and moving with waves might just hinder our fish pond once upon a time. So before we just get a miscellaneous effect from this fish pond, we have to restrict or restrain these walls of the fish pond up to where we are now having the Medellin onto this segment. So in that case, we should do something correspondent before things are just going bad. So guys, it's just an update on whatever you're just doing here, and it's just the insertion of the ballast here, and also we can concrete, not ballast, and from that point to this area, it's just going to be highly compacted with the ballast its own, so as this place we don't have such kind of muddy into this section, because we should have restrained this water not to ooze towards this place. So this is the work undergoing onto this Medellin today, but other things are now normal and everything is just running in a condensed manner. So guys, what is just new onto this channel, just chip in, comment, and also like the video, and you can just share so as we can just groove together as Team Marwa. Guys, today things are somehow running, not good, no bad, so it's just in a constant mode. So as far as everything, it will just be upheld and withheld onto this position. The aim of us to have this kind of a ditch to be dug here is to have one of the incredible pathway of just creating a small fish pond here, which will just be of a minimum amount of water, so as we can just rear here some of the ornamental fish which are colorful only, but we shall not have any other things like the species of tilapia. So I'm just coming live to you from the Medellin, so as we can just get more updates of what is just taking place here. For guys, I'm just going to give you more updates coming from this segment and how we are just prospering with this construction of this ditch, and how we are just going to use the concentrate of the concrete, so as we can just boost this place not to ooze some of the water out. Guys, it's just kudos to you whoever is just watching the video until the end. Everything's coming to you direct forward. Guys, I told you I'm just gonna come back so as I can just show you whatever we are just getting out and how everything is just prospering onto this area. And you can now see here we have like a waterfall from the first fish pond, which is just the bigger fish pond, towards the second fish pond. This is the amount of water accessing to the second fish pond via the outlet from the first fish pond, but here it's called the inlet towards this second fish pond here. So this fish pond we have just allowed water to accumulate or to enter into this fish pond, so as we can analyze, do we have any kind of a leakage before we prosper to other segmented jobs, whereby it's just a compartment of some of the hardcore onto the bottom level of this fish pond, and also the tiling procedure, like this kind of tilings that was just done onto this area. It will go to that far end of the fish pond at the downer level, and even the opposite towards where the guy is. I can just show you this. It will now be tiled towards that far end. So this water is going to accumulate here, so as we can just view and know which kind of the leakage or the seepages we have alongside this area. And we have very clean amount of water accessing to this pond. So this is the way of what our needs, as the gravity only will just be moving water towards this area, because sometimes if you just talk about you want everything to be just driven by electricity or any kind of power, so as you can now be driven, one day it might just fail you, because these things we shall need to improvise the manual operation of everything, all the tasks that's performed here. So this is the it doesn't have a work so as people can just pump water from the first fish pond towards the second fish pond, but water will be just accumulating to the first or the second fish pond via itself, via such kind of the piping around this area. And here we have this is just the drainage pipe, which will drain water from the fish pond and to finish level. And at that far end now, whenever this fish pond now is secure to be tiled and hardcore to be compacted at the bottom level, we shall now allow it now to move to the third fish pond, whereby after now finishing this second fish pond, we are now going to the third fish pond for more preparation and construction level to continue unto that point. So guys, everything is now coming towards you and how things are just moving onto this Medellin. And boss was just around here, and we talked about we having here like we talk about a bridge, but due to how the security and people will just be accessing the villa in no howly, so we are not going to put here some of the bridge, so as people can just be trespassing or moving from one position accessing the other position. But it will now be this kind of a column here. It's just going to be reasoned and put a beam whereby it will restrict people not to pass towards this area, because if you can just remember, the theft who just came and installed this kind of a cable, which is just the machine for pumping water to the top tower of the tanks. He just passed through this area here and he just unplugged the that kind of the wire from the socket, and he rushed towards that far end of the perimeter wall, and he left with them. So this kind of the fish pond are just located here so they can just create some of the barriers people not to pass or trespass towards accessing the villa. So that's why now I'm just going to improvise a new moment or a new strategy of putting here a beam, which is just a halfway of the first fish pond and a halfway over this segmented area. So as this area will no longer be people passing through this area anyhow, because whenever even we clean this area, people are just going to pass through this area, because it's the only shortest place you can just cut and access the villa there. So guys, we are just going to continue with our work of just creating that kind of a channel there, so as we can just concrete it and we have that moment finished once and for all of the seepages, because I'm just here so as everything will just be running in a straightforward or a positive vibe from here. So guys, thank you very much whoever is just watching. I'm just coming to you live from the Medellin, whereby I'm just going to give you more updates on how everything is taking shape. And this kind of water is now penetrating and it's now taking here some shape, but this kind of a fish pond is somehow dirty by now, but after a long period or short kind of a period, it's going to be more of the decent one ever possible, like this is the first fish pond here. And I'm just going to update you on how that far end pot, which is just an extra swimming pond at that far end, is going to be just renovated. And from the second month, just the February month, we are just going to have a complete second fish pond onto this area, and we will now have renovated the swim pond at that far end and ready for stocking. And I told you about whenever this fish pond is now complete, we are just going to use the turtles or other kind of the ornamental fish from Mombasa or anywhere else. People will just invite me, so if they can just have so beautiful kind of the fish which we can just stock onto this area, and I can just come to your position and I can just see, analyze and learn from you how you just do it, and I can just purchase from you, because this second fish pond, they need ornamental fish and also the monosex of tilapia fish, because we need to have this fish pond here well renovated and well equipped, and rearing of fish should just be done here in a very quantitative number of fish, so as we can just get more of the fish from this area. So guys, I'm coming live from here, and I'm just going to show you how we are just going to do the concrete and the mix of the concrete, so as we can just insert where we have just seen the leakage. It might just boom whenever we not be careful. So everything is gonna come to you. Come with me. So guys, this is just a mixture of the ballast. These are just the ballasts, and we have some sand at the lower level, and this is the cement. But the rain is about to just rain, so the place where we are just going to restrict is this place here. We have a leakage of water coming or oozing out from this area. You can now see this area here. We have water oozing from the first fish pond, which is just this one here, and we have to restrict it in a way that we don't have water losing at this position. So the guys are just withdrawing some of water from the fish pond, so as they can just use it here, so as they can just mix this kind of concrete here, and it will be just inserted where you can now see water is somehow oozing out from that fish pond there. So it's just the protocol to be observed, so as we restrict that area once and for all, so as we don't have water losing this area. So So this is the kind of the mixture we are just talking about here, and whenever we just delay on how everything is just taking shape here, we must just have a lose from this kind of water oozing from this fish pond here, because we should just be very strict and just more punctual on whatever you're just doing, because I have just already told you about how things were just running here, and it was not constructed in a standard form of just withholding or withstanding the amount of the water just to be capable of holding onto that fish pond. So we have to be so keen whenever you can just see up to this area here, and how just the hardcore just naked onto that area, because it was not constructed in a way that we were just allowing it to happen, but we did something corrective of just putting a restriction of the concrete onto that inner side of the fish pond, so as we can now restrict water not to move out of the fish pond towards this area. So it's the same, we want to do it here, so as we can just make it once and for all, and no kind of oozing of water water outside. So it's just a mixture of cement and ballast and also the sand in a ratio of 4 to 2 to 1 of the cement and ballast and the sand. So as we can just have this area restricted once and for all. So I can just show you
one material. There is waterproof.
Yeah, there's a waterproof.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a waterproof also. I can just take this kind of a djembe, so as I can just dig this area, so as we get the equal position of just putting some of the concrete at this area.
Yeah, what's up guys? This is Mogesi. Welcome to It's Game Film. Consider by supporting by watching the video for full as we are introducing more and fantastic video every day. I go by the name Mogesi. That's my channel. There is amazing video waiting for you. Visit there. Show what we call love. Subscribe, comment, like and share. Yeah. I'm the top mason nowadays.
So this is the position we want to just concrete it, so as we don't have water oozing out of this area. So we have to use this timber here to restrict our ballast to be in a format way that we cannot just lose it once and for all. Today we are the masons. Yeah, even this area we have to restrict it. So we are waiting for the ballast. So that's how the mixer is just taking shape.
I think the concrete is now super awesome.
Top mason.
Yeah.
I have to draw some of water from this area, so as it will now have that strongness of just withholding onto that position. So it should just withdraw some of water from that pot, so as that concrete will now be kept holded at that position. So maybe somebody will just take a djembe this way here and take a small ditch, so as it can just have an entry at this area here. It will we have an entry at that position, so it should come. Just drain that water from that place. Just construct a ditch, a small ditch. Chimba kwenda chini. Yeah. Maji ni mingi inatoka hapo. Hauta withdraw. Ona. Chukua, take that kind of a bucket. Heap inside there some of the ballast to be full. So as you just heap it there once and for all, it will dispatch that water from that position. Yeah. Sure. Now pour it there once. Yeah, sure. It will displace water from that place with an immediate effect. So what is now dispatched from where the pot was, and it will now not ooze anymore from this position. So they are just going to add some of the concrete here. So this is how now the place is. So it will not be oozing water anymore again from this area. Thank you very much. So put that place so as it now be heaped. Yeah, that way. See, now water is dispatched and it's just flowing out of this position towards this area. So as it will now catch this kind of this place, and it will now get out from this position here, and you can now see water is penetrating from the other position all around to that far end where now water is oozing out. I can just show you where we have some of water oozing out from this first fish pond. So that's why we want to restrict it, so as we don't have to lose water from that pot. And it's the same to be happening onto this area, which is just the third fish pond, which is just around this area. So this is the kind of water we are just talking about. It's just flowing out of the fish pond from this area here, where we have to be so restrictive when we are just doing that. So this is the third fish pond alongside this area, and I can just go in and I show you. This is the turtle. Oh, no, this is the tortoise. Look at this. This is the tortoise. Look at this. Wow. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. People have never shown you a tortoise. This is the tortoise. We have the second one here. This is the second one. Look at this. This is the second tortoise. We have the third tortoise here. This one here. So we have 3 tortoises here. This is the tortoise. So we have 3 of them. This is the second. This is the third. So even now you can now see water is just penetrating towards entering to the third fish pond from this drainage channel, and this is the outlet channel from this second fish pond. So this is how they're just arranged onto this segment, and you can now see from that far end I was just talking about, where now the inlet is coming from. Thank you guys. Let me trespass through this area. Hence here we have another drainage pipe which will now be draining water out from this position. Maybe it was not highly sealed from this area. Look at this cock. It was not highly sealed from this area. So it will now be sealed properly. This is how water is accumulating very fast. Very fast. This is how everything, guys, is just running towards this area, and this is how things are just getting shape from this Medellin alongside I am Marwa's villa here. But it's just somehow raining slightly. We can just talk about it's just chilly time, and it's just somehow raining onto this position right now, right time. We are just onto this area, so everything is now taking place. So guys, I'm just going to show you more updates on how we are just dealing with this fish pond once and for all, for just stocking of the fish in a moment. So this was the position we are just talking about. This is the area where we want to do what's called fish a swimming fish, a fish pond or a swimming pond. So as it will now be restricted from that far end where you can just see. Let me show you. This is just a very clean area. Yes, bro.
I'm waiting you, bro.
I'm coming. Gitiriba is calling me.
Yes, man.
How are you, Gitiriba?
Good fight, bro.
Let me come. Let me come. So, guys, I was just talking about this position here. This is where the restriction is, and we just started with the background, which is just a background of use of hardcore onto this position. So it will just be reasoned up onto where the tiles are. So as this place will now be a swimming pond of the turtles and people onto this position. So guys, it's highly raining right now, and we have to do the shelter so as we don't have miscellaneous effect or health problems onto this position. Thank you guys, whoever is watching the video, wherever you are, just back up.
Kintu, piga ingine, nataka kupiga ingine vizuri.
This one?
Shika hadi ingine.
This one. So. Bado iko hai. Kwa sawa?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Iko hai hapa.
Hiyo imetengenezwa hiyo.
The fingerlings now.
So these ones are post fingerlings now.
Post fingerlings.
Yes.
Oh, they are not. No, okay. Which size is the fingering? This one? This one?
This
Fingerlings? And the big one?
Post
fingerling.
Post fingerlings.
All.
Yes.
So how long have they just stayed here? Are they like
These
1.5 a
ones-
month?
These ones are now 1.5 a month.
1.5.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. I'm just looking for this stuff.
This is a scoop net.
Scoop net.
Yes.
Okay.
This I can just make a locally. So if you reach here,
Yeah.
this is the tank which gives us water into the hatchery.
Of course, yes.
Yes. The water is here. All day. It runs to the hatchery. These are nursery ponds. Once fish have acclimatized there, we pour them here. We feed them here. They feed. There is where we pick them as farmers go and stock them.
This is now, this is where now they are just coming from, so as you can now stock.
So here,
I can see they are just bubbling.
so these ones are breeding ponds.
Breeding ponds.
Yes, here we have the parents.
So for how long, okay, how many months are they?
These ones are actually 5 months.
5 months.
Yes,
So they are big.
they are big.
They are big. 5 months, it's around how many grams? Like 300 grams. Okay.
So if you come down here, these are still nursery ponds.
So is water recommended to be in such a size, or you always add the water size?
No, these ones are nursery ponds. Once the fish are out, is completely out, they are being washed, water is being installed, new fish are coming in. So they are getting filled up. As you can see, they have gutters there. That one gets filled first. Water is being transferred here.
Yeah.
This one gets filled. Transfer down here,
To the third one?
like that, like that one. As you can see, that one got filled up. Water was transferred here.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are these now?
If you come, this is known as a harper net.
Harper nets.
Harper net get hold of fingerlings now. Now they have adapted there. Well, the cold,
The climate.
the sun. They can stay in the harper net. They can stay there. This one now we do this to build the capacity. Because once the tanks there are full, and remember there are different ages, age groups.
Yeah.
The ones which were removed last month, their size is different from the ones we removed this month. The other month, the ones which removed next week is different from the ones being removed
Today.
today. So they are different categories.
Okay.
Yes.
You have something floating there. What's that
That
floating?
is a cage.
Oh, it's the same as these ones, yeah? Oh, that's now a cage,
Yeah,
eh?
that's a cage.
I see the holes are somehow big, so it's for the fingerlings or...
Those are this is
Or,
grow out.
oh,
Call it as grow out. As you can see,
so my pond is the size of this one now.
as you can see, this is a cage.
Huh?
This is a cage. The dam is very deep there.
Uh-huh.
So it is actually carrying cages.
So it's so big, it's in terms of depthness,
In terms of the depth, it is 4 meters deep.
4 meters. Woo! 4 meters.
That's why you see the cages have been installed there.
Okay. 4 meters. And you have some fish just loitering around randomly into this.
Yeah, there are some fish
Uh-huh.
which we place there.
I see them. I see them.
Which
They are
can
so
act-
big.
Which can act as broodstocks.
Okay.
Yes.
They are so big.
Yeah.
Those are like 300 grams to
500.
500 grams.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. Guys, I could just view that one, but they are so far somehow, but they are so big. Okay. How much are those fish? I see them. Look at them.
So that's all.
Okay.
That's all there.
So I see that if they see some people are now trying to...
They hide. Such that we don't allow people to enter here.
Okay.
Yes.
Because of the security.
The security purposes. Actually, it harms people. So those ones are
Look at them.
in the cage. Yes.
Those now are for brooding. They're just they're just brooders
No. This one for consumption.
for consumption.
Yes.
So that's why I was just talking about. Look at this cage. How many are those inside there?
4,000 fish.
4,000. So the depth now determines the
Yes.
stocking. Now you can
In
just...
cage, we deal with cubic letters. Or not meter square. Not
Oh, now it's now cubic.
meter. Yes.
You can just hear how they're just bubbling, guys. Wow. So why are some in and some are out?
These ones which are out, actually, we place them as broodstock. With them, they will not be sold. Yes.
Okay. Wow. Guys, hope you are learning something from this organized farm where now the fish farming is undergoing, guys. So this is where now we want to give you more details on how the fish farming project and the protocols are ongoing, guys. So guys, let me go on and just give you so much examples and give you so educative and skills about the fish farming project. At this fish farming project here, there are so many techniques that are just used here. You have just seen from the theater room. They call it a theater room, guys. But it's like the hatching zone. We have the brood site. We have the fingerlings site. We have the fries here, guys. I've been talking about these things. Now they're just now one-on-one. You can just view them one-on-one, guys. Keep on watching, guys. I'll be giving you more updates and more relevant good videos in terms of the fish farming project around and whenever everything is just reconsidered. Look at this field. Wow. Wow. So you have some others down a level there. This garden is so big. We have some plantations here, guys. So everything is in consideration. You can just see the arrowroots here, how they're just planted. Look at this, guys. It's a fish farming and crop farming at the same time. Wow.
So these are ponds.
These are ponds.
It's a breeding ponds too.
Okay.
And grow out at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So all water which have been used is used for irrigation.
Oh, by the way, it's I'll just come onto that point. I'll just ask you that point. And what is here? A sewage?
Those are manure.
Manure. Oh, from the cows. I have seen you have the dairy farming here.
Yeah. So from there, banana plantation.
Banana plantation, guys. Wow.
So here, the cage farming system.
Cage farming system. Wow. It's newly constructed here.
This is newly constructed. It's very deep.
It's very
It's
deep.
very deep. That one was 6 meters deep.
6 meters.
Yes.
From the upper zone.
Yes.
So what is not yet filled?
Not yet filled.
So what is this for now? This is like a dam now.
This is a dam.
What is the purpose of the construction now?
The purpose of the construction is for fish farming.
Fish farming. So are you just going to stock there big fish, or you want for the production of, or you have some tenders of big fish, or accumulating more of the fish at this farm?
Accumulating more fish. We are growing there for fish for consumption.
Fish for consumption.
Yes. And here is where we're going to do cage culture system.
Cage culture.
Inland cage culture system.
Inland. So these are the
These are
cages.
the cages.
I thought, yeah. This is just a stretching net that goes downwards. These are just pipes, guys. And at the upper, so this is just to prevent some predators mostly.
Yeah.
Can they jump?
Fish?
Huh?
No.
They cannot jump.
If they jump, they get locked from this.
Okay. So this net is part of the cage.
Yes.
Okay. We have an inlet coming in. So where is this water coming from?
The
It's
water.
such a huge, awesome.
All water sources. We have many water sources. Some are dug.
Oh, the
some
underground.
come from there.
Okay.
The trench.
The trenches.
runoffs.
Or are just coming out
are
to
just
this side.
coming there.
Very good organized farm, guys.
So that's it.
So I was just talking about how do you do your fertilization? What kind of fertilization are you just using? The commercial fertilizers, or the organic manure, or whatever?
We have to use the organic manures.
Organic manures.
Since we have the cows here.
Or you, I saw the dairy farming.
Yeah.
Okay. So you heap them at one zone, then you just collect them, then you heap. Are you just heaping them, or you're just throwing them onto the water?
We heap them. We put them into gunia.
Sacks.
Yes.
Then you hang them around.
Yes.
They release the nutrients slowly but slowly.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's why water is green.
Yes.
The green nature, guys, around this organized farm. Look at these guys. They're just sweet bananas. They call them sweet bananas in Africa. Sweet bananas. Look at how big they are, guys. This is the organized. So whatever we are just talking about, this green water content around this pond here, it's so nutritive in terms of crop growing. So they are just using those water that's just to be run over onto this section of these plants. You can see how it looks like at this point. So they are just using it as an irrigation system to the farm. So because it's so nutritious to the growth of the crops. So guys, these things are done at the field. This is not theory. And I've seen something here. What is this here?
Those are yams.
These ones? Which kind of yams are these? These ones?
We have the yam that grows in the water, and the one that grows in the uplands.
Okay, there are two types of yams.
Yes.
Arrowroots.
Arrowroot.
Okay, okay. These are just hoppers, guys. Yeah. So what are these? I'm seeing some wires here. What are these?
Predators for controlling.
Predators. So it's not a must you put some nets.
You have to put nets because this place is big, so that we don't have a net. It can.
Oh, it can now restrict, eh?
Yes.
Okay, it can now scare them out.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your information, guys. We have just learned something. Somebody can just remember this one here? We got some we talk about some fingerlings from that point. So guys, we are just learning. These are type of feeds. Can somebody know this type of feeds here, guys? Can somebody know them? They're just from daga. What's the name of daga in English? Maybe? The small fish, the small to fish.
Omena.
Omena.
Yes.
In English?
Rastriniobola agentia.
Hear that name from me.
Rastriniobola.
Jesus.
Agentia.
Guys, we have so much Latin names onto this field here. So we are just going to learn more of these things, how they're just going to occupy and how we can just make these things happen. Guys, you can just support, you can comment if you want us or me to have this kind of this shamba. Look at how fantastic the shamba and how this place looks like, and it's very neat in terms of organization, and they have so many qualified people at the field, not theoretical people. They're just good in terms of observations, and you have just heard more of the things about the observations. It's one of the key role here, and the maintenance practice and mind at work mostly. So guys, we are just going to perform some of these practices at my own shamba, where now I am just doing some fish farming, which is just a small fish farming practices down at my own place. So I am just going to show you more of this kind of different places where they have to rear this kind of tilapia fish, which is the commonly reared things. As you have just heard from the manager who is just around here, he's just talking about the fish that is mostly reared here is the tilapia fish mostly, guys. So look at how even they have these are just the pineapple plantation here. So guys, I'm going to give you more details on how the farming protocols are just observed as the time goes. I'm just going to get round so as we can just get more hint and more relevant education in terms of fish farming and stocking some fish. You can see at the far end there we have some dairy kettles that just reared here. There's just the dairy farming practices done here, because you know, I talked about the use of the manure or the use of the cow dung. It's more possible. Most of the people could just think that I'm just grazing, or we are now using the cow dung as maybe it's not or it's just an alternative, but it's one of the most good things in terms of fish farming, because you have just seen the plantain plantations in terms of irrigation. They're just using the same water from these ponds so as they can now grow or make those nutrients more relevant. And to that, let me go back to the manager so as we can now talk more about the things about